Yeah, I'd like to think we are. I think I'm not worried about moxie or character. I'm worried about us being good enough, and that's our goal. We have to get good enough by Saturday to get the job done. It's a real good team.
You played a lot of 3-4 against Indiana. Was the injury to Tarpinian kept you from playing a little more of that against Northwestern?
Yeah, I mean, just we have our reasons for doing things. I mean, it's we have good reasons. Injuries always factor into it. We're a little thin at linebacker. You probably noticed that. I talked about the running backs. We came into camp thinking we had Tarpinian and Davis as our middle linebackers, and that hasn't worked out. And Pryor Nielsen's not out there, so all those things affect your strategy and how things go. No question about it.
You mentioned the linebackers. How is game by game? How's James looked in that middle linebacker role? It seems like he's getting better.
Yeah, he's really doing outstanding. Couldn't be more pleased. I think all of us feel that way. And but he's a young player who's learning on the fly, and it's just how it goes sometimes. But he's playing with great energy. He's really a tough, competitive guy, and he's going to be a tremendous football player. Has an opportunity to be a tremendous football player here. But he's not there yet. But I mean, that's he's learning on the job, and that's a great way to learn. And I think he's doing a great job out there. But it's a process for him.
How do you try and contain a guy like Pryor?
Yeah, we kind of talked about that earlier. He's just a very dynamic football player. He's developed into a pretty good passer. He's extremely athletic. He's got great size and range, and you can't gang up on him because they've got excellent skill players at all positions, and they've got a line that blocks very well. So it's we're going to have to play team defense, and to have a chance in this game, we're going to have to play well in all three phases. I mean, it's pretty obvious here.
You talked about personnel and defense a little bit earlier. With all the tape and all the trust that the front four and the group in general, the front six, I guess, with all those guys, is that your best foot forward in a game, any game, because of what they've done and what you've seen in them over time?
Well, I mean, our strength on defense right now is, in my opinion, at least, for whatever it's worth, is our defensive line and our safeties. Our most experienced guys, and. If we had Tarpinian and Nielsen, I would say, but right now we're kind of patching things together at linebacker. It's pretty obvious, and doing the best we can there. But our front four guys, I thought, contrary to popular opinion, I thought they played a really good game this past week. Those guys were digging hard, working hard. But it takes 11 guys to play good defense. So we got to put it all together and find a way to get it done. That's what we got to do.
Does the quality of those players, does that dictate what you want to do and can do in defense?
Well, I mean, they help you play better, or they help you play worse, but it's not like we've reinvented our system or anything like that because of them. It's just, every year you have more experience, and your strengths shift and what have you, and hopefully your system accentuates what you have. You
talk about your senior stories. Can you revisit Brett Greenwood's story here?
Yeah, that's a good one. He was a guy that Reese Morgan had a strong feel about all the way through recruiting, and we were really fortunate. We were able to convince him to walk on here. And probably my biggest snapshot memory of him would be his true freshman year. I'm not saying he's Larry Station, but he kind of was Larry Station-like, if you will, in that he was redshirting that year, and boy, he was just so intent on paying attention to what was going on, really learning what was going on, not only in terms of our broad-based system, but every game plan, that type of thing. And I remember we took him to Michigan. It would have been 06, I guess. Took him up there, even though he's redshirting, which we don't do too often. But we just felt like he was a guy that was going to really emerge in the future for us. So, that's the first thing I would say. And then he got his opportunity. I think it was the Illinois game, maybe. I don't know. I can't think it was in 07, and hasn't come out of the lineup since. He's really done a good job with each year. He's just improved. And he's gotten better physically. He's worked hard at that, but he's got the knowledge and wisdom to play faster than maybe even timeout, and that's what experience does for you. But he's a guy that gets it, really understands how to work it, maximize, and boy, he's done a great job for us.